What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today on the channel we're going to be talking about this lovely new 7-day event that has come into the game, or is coming into the game in 55 minutes and 49 seconds, called Draw Duplicates. Now it's a 7-day event that I believe is going to run pretty closely alongside Summoner Advancement, and basically the goal of this event is to draw duplicate champions, and every time you draw a duplicate champion you get a certain amount of points, and then that contributes with your whole alliance to getting these milestones and rewards, and some of them are pretty good, even at the very kind of low-level ones, and there are some that are just completely ridiculously out of reach, but we're gonna go through them. So let's start off by getting a grasp of, how many points you get per champion. So getting a 1-star duplicate, 5 points, 2-star dupe, 10 points. Whoa, spoiling us now. 3-star dupe is 100 points. 4-star dupe is 1,000 points. Quite a steep jump up there with a 4-star dupe, and then a 5-star dupe is 1,500 points. So as you can see, like a huge bulk of the points really come from duping those 4-star champions, and those can give you like such a huge increase to the points in this event. But let's look at the rewards and milestones. So at 1,000 points, if you get one person in your alliance that dupes a 4-star, boom, you get this lovely 2-star crystal at the second milestone, which is 2,000 points, not too bad, which is 500 3-star hero crystal shards if you manage to get up to 5,000 points. And I think, like, for most alliances, the third milestone is going to be like pretty achievable, right? If you've got an alliance where you've had people that are playing the game for more than a month, this is going to be like quite achievable for most people. And what I really like about this is, if this is a weekly event that does reoccur, which I'm led to believe it is, every week they've essentially just said, hey, have another free 3-star champion, and that's really good for kind of new alliances, and even for like alliances at our level. Like having another free 3-star champion each week gives you more ISO, it gives you more 4-star shards, and allows you to get your 3-star champions to dupe level 99 and pull even more 4-star shards just that little bit quicker. So I think that's kind of like the main functionality of that event before we scroll down anymore and see some ridiculous numbers. But it's nice that, those like free rewards, which are pretty solid, are just really easily up for grabs for most alliances in a week. Then we go to 10,000 points. Oh, a lot of points there, guys. You get a tier 1 base alpha catalyst, and then also a tier 3 class catalyst crystal. Again, both of these are actually, like, when you get to the end game, pretty useless rewards. Like, I have so many of each one of them, capped on both of them, and tons of them in overflow, so not that great. But then we get to the 5th milestone. This is 20,000 points. So kind of doing a little bit of math, I think this is roughly, maybe this or the next milestone is where our alliance is going to land. It's a little bit hard to tell beforehand. But I think this is where kind of we should land, because there are still tons of people in our alliance, myself included, who do not have every 4-star in the game. And I believe this is going to be pretty achievable, and what kind of, I guess, the average active endgame alliance is probably going to shoot for, which is the 5th one. 100 4-star shards a week, certainly can't knock that. I mean, it's better than, not having that, combined with all the 3-star, the 3-star dupe hero as well. It's like an extra 150 a week. However, now we get into big boy territory, boys. Milestone 6, if you get up to 50,000, you get 400 4-star hero crystal shards, and also 9,000 tier 4 basic fragments, which are, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good reward, but again, you do need a lot to get there, and quite a few people to get lucky on the dupes there. So I think that one might be a little bit out of reach, and it's kind of interesting to think about, like, is it actually worth, skipping out on opening crystals 1 week to try and get to the 50,000 one. I don't think for the 50,000 one, it's kind of debatable whether or not it's worth it, because you'll miss out on a week of Summoner Advancement as well. So I don't think for the 50,000 one it's worth it, but I think if you're maybe getting close to like 50-60,000 points, it might be worth skipping out on 1 week so that you can get to the 100,000 one. If you're getting like 50-60,000 a week and you feel like you can confidently hit the 100,000 one, then that's actually a pretty good incentive. It's like half a 4-star crystal and 9,000 fragments. So I see quite a bit of gain to be made there. But again, it's very, very debatable, and also largely depends on luck as a huge factor that some of your members are going to get lucky and pull 4-star champions from crystals, and also, you know, pull 4-star champions that they already have a copy of. So I kind of think it's debatable. I think with our alliance, we're just not super bold. We're just going to kind of take it as it comes and see like how many points we get for the first week, and then if it is an ongoing event, kind of like take it as it comes week by week. Now we go into the insane realms, 200,000. No idea how like anybody would get that. The same with the 300,000 and 500,000. Plus, like, the 200 and 300,000 rewards, they're not really that hype. I mean, it's like, I guess, like, that's half a tier 4 basic, and also 5 of these little tier 4 class catalyst fragment crystals, which gives 720 fragments when you need 36,000 to fully form one. I don't really see many people going for that. And then we have number 9, which is 25 of those crystals. Again, 300,000, that is a lot of points. I don't see anybody saving up for that, but possibly some people, I do not know who, but some alliance somewhere, if this is confirmed as an event that's just going to go on every week, might save up their crystals for like a month and a half. They might be at a point where, you know, everybody's got like tons and tons of 4-star champions, and they're not really too bothered about getting more of those on a weekly basis. I don't really understand, you know, any alliance, I guess, that would be in that scenario. But if people were really, really thirsty for the tier 4 class catalyst crystals, I guess you could save up for maybe 4 or 5 weeks, depending on, you know, the level of play of your alliance, and then just do a crystal opening fiesta and hope that you get lucky enough to get to 500,000. You'll probably need a few big spenders in your alliance to carry that, though. But yeah, that is not an achievable goal on a weekly basis. But I really don't think it's meant to be an achievable goal. I think kind of from the majority of the player base, what we need to be looking at is the rank 5 milestones, and before that, you know, we're getting all this extra stuff a week, and it's pretty good. Like, I don't think a lot of people are going to bother with that, and it kind of does give an incentive for alliances to recruit really, really big spenders for some of the later milestones, and I can see why they've done it from, well, mainly a marketing and financial income perspective. Because, you know, you want those big spenders in your alliance, boys. That's what all the top alliances are going to be going for. They're going to be looking for somebody who can drop thousands on the game a week, pull 50 million 4 stars, and obviously get that 10th milestone. So overall, I think this event isn't like a bad addition to the game. The really far off milestone is very, very unachievable, and it would kind of be nice to you know, have another bit more of a reliable way, especially on a weekly basis, to get tier 4 class catalyst fragments for the majority of the player base. But something that I was saying on the live stream earlier is the thing with mobile games and games like this is they're always going to be designed so that the top tier item, the item you need to make your characters ultra super powerful, is always going to be really, really long and really, really difficult to get. Because if you could easily attain it, or like attain it in an achievable time frame, then you would just complete the game. You know, you get to a level where you've got all your characters maxed and you'd be like, oh, bov, and then you wouldn't like bother doing activities in the game. It's like, you know, when you're playing like a single player campaign and you've got all the items, you got all the stuff, you're like, oh, well, I guess I've won the video game now, and then you just leave. You know, they always need to have that carrot on the stick to keep you logging in, keep you playing the game, and eventually when like tier 4 class catalysts do become more readily available, they're just going to add like tier 5 ones in, and also maybe 6-star characters and stuff like that. It's a game that's just going to keep on growing and growing, and I don't think that having that carrot on a stick that seems somewhat unachievable is necessarily a bad thing, but you know, you just need to like enjoy the game for what it is and accept that, like, I accept that I'm like nowhere near off the power level of a lot of the guys in like the top 100 alliances who have these crazy champions just because they dedicate so much time and money to the game. And you know, I'm pretty content with that. I enjoy the game for what it is. I enjoy the challenges that the game presents in stuff like Realm of Legends, Chloe's Warriors of Awesomeness, even Act 4 and the Road to Labyrinth as well, which I still have to yet fully explore. I think the game's really fun in general, and you know, that's kind of the point that I'm trying to get across, guys, is that we all shouldn't be starving for the top tier stuff. Like, there is always going to be an item in this kind of game, that is practically unachievable. Well, not unachievable, but like really, really hard to get, and that's kind of like the main point of the game, the main drive that keeps people playing. Anyway, guys, overall, this event is pretty good. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you liked it, feel free to leave a thumbs up on the video. If you're new to the channel and would like to see this and more awesome Marvel Contest of Champions content, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Apart from that, guys, take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.